I am Bhagyalaxmi, Department of Chemistry from Laxman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. Today, we are going to discuss about environmental science, Module 4, environmental pollution. In this Module 4, environmental pollution, global efforts, one of the topic, solid waste management. So this video lecture on discuss about solid waste management. First of all, what is mean by environmental pollution? So pollution, it is unwanted or imbalance of the nature. In nature, it's presence of the soil, presence of soil, air, water. These all environmental conditions can be changed either by the physical, chemical or biological due to this human activities or in the nature, then pollution will be increases. In this solid waste management, it's can be presence of wastage of the materials. What type of the wastage of the materials will be there? And how we have to manage of this waste material by this different methods of the processes. So in this session, we are discuss about this all the solid waste management systems or different methods. Solid waste management. We have to collect this wastage of the materials and transportation of the materials, then segregation of the materials. So all those things we have to discuss. First of all, what is mean by waste? Then this waste, it is as useless, unwanted, pollutant contaminates, and also that presence of the all the heavy metals, impurities, pathogenic bacteria, household or home made are also commercial, industrial, and also this agriculture, human activities contaminates. This municipal solid waste management term, it is a solid waste discarded from the residential and also the commercial establishment. And this is the MSW means municipal solid waste can be collected by this different of the places or areas, either by the rural or also that urban areas or in the industrial places. This solid waste which do not generally carry on any value to the first users. This is about what is a waste and what is a solid waste. This solid waste means it's include the solid or also the semi-solid from these domestical and sanitary wastages, commercial wastages, institutional wastages, caterings, and also market wastages and other non-residential waste, street sweepings on roads. It has the different type of the materials are like plastics, fibers materials, or any plastic bottles, caps, bulk materials. All those things we are getting from the sweeping on roads. Then as a result, it's generated in the area under the local authorities and other entries is nothing but solid waste. And this waste, other than the human excreta and urine and also the wastewater, is called as solid waste. Solid waste we observed or we taken from this our rural areas. So what type of the solid waste places, solid waste contaminates can be observed or gathered in the rural areas. So this rural areas like kitchen waste materials, house sweeping waste materials and garden waste materials, cattle dung waste from the cattle sheds, and waste from the markets, shopping areas, plastic wastage materials, unwanted plastic bags, carrier bags. So all type of the plastic materials are also gathered on the roads. Paper wastage. There is a different type of chemicals are used. Then preparation of these our papers are also, our fiber materials are also, glass materials are also, ceramic materials are also. So these kind of the materials are also thrown on the roads. So we are gathered these type of the solid wastage materials. This rural areas, most of the household contains organic wastage with a little quantity of the inorganic waste. Organic waste from the household and inorganic waste it is also obtained from these our rural areas, as a it's completely the free from the toxic wastages. Because of these rural areas, they are not utilizing of the heavy type of the impurities or heavy type of the drugs materials or heavy type of the contaminants or impurities. So this is not a toxic wastage materials. These are also examples of the solid wastage. So this is the solid waste in rural areas we observed or we gathered. This is the municipal solid waste materials. So these all the municipal solid waste can be observed in the different of the areas from this our mainly the rural areas or in the urban areas. Then what are the solid waste sources we can gather in these places? This household, again this is a solid waste source. Construction of the roads and sweeping of the roads, institutional wastage of the solid waste materials, horticulture solid waste materials, commercial solid waste materials. So these are all are the sources of the solid waste materials, mainly in the municipal solid waste materials. What are the types of solid wastages? Solid wastages are classified in generally the three types. One is municipal wastage, second one industrial wastage, and third one hazardous wastage. So municipal wastage means especially we observed in this our household appliances, household wastage, and also the garbage from the houses. This is not a toxic impurities or toxic gases or toxic contaminants. And industrial wastage, so it is a toxic contaminants. Hazardous, it is also toxic contaminants. First we have to discuss what is the municipal wastage. So municipal wastage, this is include the dust and leafy materials, building materials, and this is the treatment with the plant residual sludge. It's a precipitation type of the materials or white sediment materials particles can be observed. Then generated from these various municipal activities like construction, demolition, street cleanings, landscaping. From this all the processes, construction of the buildings and again demolition of the buildings and cleaning of the streets, landscaping, these all are the mainly these causes of the municipal wastage. These are the municipal wastage, and this is also nothing but household or residential wastage, and every day it can be discarded by the general public. The common components of this our general public municipal solid waste materials like food scraps, organic waste, papers, cardboard materials, packaging materials, plastics, bottles, and plastic caps, containers, and plastic containers, glasses, heavy metals, and small kind of the materials, used clothing materials, household goods, any good materials. Then these are the typically collected from the municipality authorities, and it is one of the most visible type of the waste in urban environment. So these all kind of the materials we observed in our urban areas. First, all the municipalities members can be gather these type of the plastic materials, glass materials, metallic materials, food contaminates materials, and any sanitary materials or any bulk type of the materials from this our urban areas. This is called as municipal solid wastage. Next, go to the industrial solid wastage. So this industrial solid waste mainly consists of wastages. It is an ashes, demolitions of the industries and construction of the wastages, hazardous wastages due to industrial activities. So in the industrial activities means like preparation of the any drugs or pharmaceutical industries or any type of preparation of the plastic contaminates materials or any type of the synthetic type of the materials from this our industries, mainly in the pharmaceutical industries, that can be released into the solid waste, industrial solid waste materials. So these are all of the mainly the industrial solid waste materials like paints and also that organic paints can be, it is also that industrial wastage. And third one, hazardous wastage. This hazardous wastage, it's combined with the industrial and institutional or consumer origin wastage. And this is potentially dangerous either immediately or in the period time to the human beings. And this hazardous wastage, it is very dangerous to this human body. Means it is a side effects or adverse effects to this our human body. Hazardous wastage, it is a immediately reacted or in the period of time will be taken to this our dangerous to the human beings in the environment. And this hazardous waste, due to their physical, chemical, biological, radioactive characteristics like ignitability, corrosivity, reactivity, toxicity. Corrosivity means metals are interacted with the oxygen to produce the rust formation. So when it is these metals or any type of the metals like any iron, zinc, manganese, any type of the materials are reacted with the oxygen, then this oxygen, it is our environmental gas. So this gas can be interacted with this all type of the materials, then the metal can be decomposed or splitted or also that spoiled by this process is nothing but corrosion process. So due to this environmental conditions, either by the physical, chemical, biological conditions of the reasons or also that produce the wastage materials or simple we are called as hazardous wastage materials. There is a three types of the materials. One is municipal solid waste materials, industrial solid waste materials, hazardous solid waste materials. These are called as types of solid waste materials. Then go to the solid waste management. How we have to this type of the solid waste can be reduced or can be managed or also again removed from the environment is simple. We are called as solid waste management. So this first of all the solid waste management reduce. Then how or what type of the materials is there, first we have to gather and we have to observe, and after that we have to reduce that materials. This is one of the planning of the solid waste management. After the gathering, again that materials are reused. Any plastic bottles of the materials can be reused, then we have to check it out. Then recycling of these our all the contaminants of the solid waste materials, and energy recovered from that recycling of these our materials of the energy can be we have to recovered by this using of different type of the treatment methods like composting method or vermicomposting method or set out from the back of the materials. So these are all kind of the different methods we have to use, and we have to get this energy from that wastage of the materials. And last, disposal. Any disposal materials is there, then we have to scrap it and also disposed. What is the solid waste management and what are the following treatments methods will be there? So solid waste management has the following treatments. First of all, identification of the wastage from this rural areas or urban areas or in the industries or any in the factories. So identification, where it is present in this our wastage materials. Then collected of this our wastage materials, second step. Then third one, segregation of the wastage materials and storage of the wastage materials. Then transportation of the materials. Then after that, first then gathered that again collection, segregation, storage, transportation. After the transportation, treatment of these our solid waste materials. So this wastage materials like unwanted, unused or useless materials can be treated by the different methods. That is we are called as the treatments methods. After the treatment, then energy can be recovered, then disposal. So these are all of the following steps can be involved in this management of the solid waste. Is simple we are called as solid waste management. First of all, identification of the solid waste management at the sources, where it is observed or where is there. We have to gathered, we have to identified. So this is a one kind of the image we observed. Identify this all the solid waste materials. All the municipalities are also, they can check and they can see this where the important of the solid waste materials is there. That is our step one, identification. Then go to that collection of the materials. Then after that we have to see the segregation of the materials, then storage of these materials. So here this collection can be different bags, different components or different containers. So it's like a yellow bags or yellow container, red bags, blue bags, black bags. So there is a different of the bags or different type of the containers. They have to collected of the solid waste. Then first one is the infectants, wastage materials, bandages, gauges, cottons, all the medical and also pharmaceutical or sanitary materials or in the we have to collected in the yellow bags. Then after that, plastic materials and also the any type of the syringes, tubes or IV bottles are also we have to collected in the red bags. Then glass bottles, plastic bottles, broken glass articles, discarded materials can be we collected in the blue bags. Black carboy bags can be without syringes, blades, sharps and all metallic materials. So these all type of the four type of the bags or containers can be we have to separated, we have to used and separated of these all type of these contaminants and solid waste. Then collection and segregation is regularly, it is the wastage can be collected by the workers. They are directly from the houses and it is a defined time where it is located that different type of the workers are in the particular time they can use their timings and also they can collected of this different type of the solid waste materials. Then this is transported and also utilization, then organic wastage materials and inorganic wastage materials, composting materials and also the biocomposting materials from this areas and collected by the workers. So this is one image we observed the segregation, separated. These are all from this wastage materials can be separated like this way. Then different types of the plastic bags or containers. This is the image we observed. And transportation of the solid wastage, collected and segregation, storage, transportation. This is one of the stage for the solid waste management, transportation of the solid waste materials. And after the transportation, then treatment of the solid waste management. solid waste materials by the treatment methods. So first organic waste, transported this organic waste, after that recycling process, then after that after the recycling, then what type of the materials is there, we have to check it. If it is in this or any type of the plastic contaminates or a glass contaminates, we have to check it out after that recycling process. Then these organic waste are also we have to use the pre-treatment after that composting process. Then here it is in this any metallic materials is there, then we have to utilize it to the fermentation tank, after that fertilizer factors. So after that we have to send to the fertilizer factors. Again any type of the organic materials is there, that can be again power network systems, they are used or recycled, then utilized in this power network systems. Then here it is in this heating, again using of the temperature conditions. After the temperature conditions, we can use this any type of the methane or any type of the gas or biogas materials are used for this or steam generation or in the industries. Then again this biogas purification, after the recycling process, gas can be storage in the bags after the biogas purification. Then after we can use the methane, after it is converted to the CNG. CNG means it's a compressed natural gas. This compressed natural gas, it is utilized in the internal combustion engines for our applications purpose. Nowadays most of the cases, all the motor vehicles we are using of the CNG vehicles which are in the containers. So these compressed natural gas cylinders or containers can be utilized in this motor type vehicles or like cars, trucks, buses, any type of the motor vehicles, they are used of the CNG gas. Energy recover, after the treatment, then utilizing of these all type of the materials after the recycling process or after this reusing process, we have to again this which materials has this energy will be produced, or which type of the materials has it which type of energy, it's like any electrical or any type of the nuclear energy or any type of the gas energy is there, that is we have to check it out and recover of this our energy from this our materials after the treatment process. So this is one, we observe the schematic diagram of this our energy recovered. Then we have to use this receiving of the areas after that heating and boiling process. Then that hot vapors are produced. From that hot vapors we can getting of the different type of the fuels. Then that fuels can be utilized to this, or any oils can be utilized to that turbines in the generation of the power plants or in the steam generations process or in the electrical power industries, they have to utilized. So this is one of the wastage materials to getting of the energy process, energy recovery process. Then after that, if it is any disposal materials is there, we have to dispose of this our materials by this treatment method. Then last we can getting of the disposal materials, set back to this again the one more services by this our workers. Then composting, this is also one type of the management from using of the different method. Solid waste management, one of the method is composting. This is one type of the method we can getting of the purity of the materials. So composting, it is a recycling process. From this mainly it is decomposed of the organic materials into that fertilizer materials from the soils is nothing but compost. We can use fertilizers or pesticides for this agriculture or crop purpose. So in this mainly that soil can be degraded. So from that soil we have to recycle then these all type of the fertile materials by this composting process. So this process can be involved with the decomposition of the organic waste, and this mainly this organic waste of the humus materials can be good fertilizer, that is we can use for this growing of the plants. So biggest advantages of this our composting, the formation of the organic fertilizer, it is used instead of the chemical fertilizers. It's like ammonia, phosphorus, urea, monosulfate. So these kind of the chemical fertilizers we can use for the growing of the plants. Nowadays they are using of the most of the cases the chemical type of the fertilizer materials or pesticides. So we can avoid, we can reduce, or we can recycling of this our soil process, that is the composting process. After the composting, that soil it can be very helps to this growing of the plant. So this is the very biggest important or advantages of this our soil. Composting, it is also increases of the soil ability, soil efficiency. It can be most very important, it can be hold to the water and it's provide the best aeration in the soil, then increase the or very easy to growing of the plant materials. So from this our composting process, then we can getting of the growing of the plant materials. Then composting and also helps to this retention of the most of the plants nutrients in the soil. This is one of the best method for this our solid waste management process. This is one, observe this. This is a one image we can observe this open window composting, agriculture composting. This is we can see these are all type of the corn or any cotton or any seeds type of the materials, plant vegetation materials we can gather, collected, segregation and recycling and do the treatment methods, and we can improve the soil fertility and also we can retain the soil nutrients process. This is also open window composting method. Vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is the composting process using earthworms and other sub species of the worms. This is also very best method for this our soil ability, soil efficiency can be increases. Vermicompost converts a mixture of decomposing organic materials into the fertile soil. The soil formed by the vermicompost method contains water-soluble nutrients and also excellent fertilizers. From this vermicomposting process, we get the excellent fertilizer. These excellent fertilizers we can use in this our agriculture process. Then immediately or easy to growing of the plant materials. Then this procedure can be also applied to the treatment of sewage of the sludge. Any colloidal impurities or any type of the bulk substances or precipitation substances or settled substances are also we can eliminate or we can remove by this vermicomposting process in the soil. So this is one kind of one best method of solid waste management. Mechanical composting, and one more composting process is there, we are called as mechanical composting. All type of the wood or metallic components of the solid waste is there, we have to gathered and crushed into that materials, homogenized order free raw compost materials. These can be we have to identified and crushed into that in the 15 to 20 minutes. After that compost in this our different type of the methods, and these type of the waste materials within the compost process it will be takes the 2 to 3 weeks. Again this compost after this treatment of this our composting or mechanical composting, we can getting of this our bulk of the homogenized order free of the raw composting, it can be used in this our fertilizers process or in this our agriculture purpose. Then solid waste management at community level. Then our PM Narendra Modi, Prime Minister, are also introduced about this our solid waste management treatment methods, and he explained, and also he given guidelines to these higher officials to recycling of this our all the solid waste materials by utilizing of the different methods. Then all type of the government are also, all states of the government, it is also see this type of the treatment methods, and recycling of this our solid waste materials from the environment or from the air or from the soil or from the water can be gathered and crushed, and also that recycled reused for the different methods. It's like a power plant generation process, or in the any industries are also utilized to this again recycling of the materials. So our PM, it can be given this guidelines to this all the government officers, to all the state board members. So this is we observed also solid waste management at the community level. And after that we have to discuss e-waste management. So these are all the wastage materials, means electronic materials. These all we observed in this our electronic wastage materials. These electronic industries in the world, the largest fastest growing of the manufacturing industries are the electronic wastage materials. Simple, we are called as the e-waste materials. Hence, we are called as, these electronic materials are called as e-waste materials. It's like a mobile phones, computers, radios, TV, or the best example for this our e-waste materials. The fastest growing of the wastage materials, it can be developed in the countries, and also we observed in the electronic wastage equal to the 1% total wastage, expected to cross 2% by the 2010. India is being the developing country. It needs to adapt to low cost technology with maximum resources recovery in an environment friendly manner. Especially we observed in this our e-waste materials, it's a economically or developing countries. So India being a economically or also it is being a developing country, we observed most of the cases developing countries and developed countries of this e-waste materials or electronic materials. So what type of the e-waste hazardous substances we observed? It's like a heavy type of the materials like plumbum, cadmium, ceruleum, bismuth, also very heavy metal substances or hazardous substances, and also the batteries. Nowadays we are using of the batteries, lithium battery, lithium ion battery, zinc air battery, and fuel cell batteries. So these kind of the batteries we are used in the mobile phones or electrical vehicles or cars or bus or trucks. So this is are also we are observed e-waste materials. Plumbum, it is a lead oxide, cadmium, cathode red, and also ray tubes we can see. It's a hazardous substance. Mercury, it is a hazardous substance. And as PCB, it is also hazardous substance. We can see in capacitors and transformers. And brominated flame also we can observe in the printed circuit boards. And we can observe any plastic casings, cables, wires, threads, switchboards, switch handles, PVC materials, and also insulation parts, electrical insulation parts like cables and wires. These are the heavy damage to the environment with hazardous fumes and also the smoke. Whenever these are interacted with this our oxygen, like a burning process, so wastage of the unwanted pollutants products are released by this process, and also hazardous toxic gases are also released of the e-waste substances. E-waste management, we can see this corporate social responsibility and proper utilization of the storage area. That means we have to collect this e-waste materials. then by the back of offers, and where it is the e-waste materials is there, and after that how it is the recycling will be there. Then we have to check it out what type of the materials can be we have to recycled and reproduced, remolded. So we have to see that from that waste materials. Partnership models with the manufacturings. So in the manufacturing industries or manufacturing materials, partnership or any type of 2 or 3 type of components, 2 or 3 type of materials can be combined, or industries are also partnerships will be if it is there, then it's reduces increasing of the industries. Then data destruction of the e-waste generators premises. These are all are the e-waste management. E-waste management, how we have to manage, or we have to we have to that mainly that removed of this e-waste materials. First we have to collect it, and also we have to gathered, segregation, transportation, then recycling of this our recovery process of the materials. This is the e-waste management. It's like a solid waste management. But in the solid waste management, it's presence of the garbage materials, but it is in this our e-waste management, e-waste materials are not a garbage materials. These are my references by utilizing of the web references. Thank you all of you.